And we're live, everybody. Welcome to the I'm Late edition of Bloody Mary Brunch. I had to push it 30 minutes because I just woke up like 15 minutes ago. So I got my bro with me, Sithlord.
Hold on, everyone.
Tried to make sure I was up and here on time, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
There's got to be at least one responsible one of the mind.
I never thought it would be you, Sith, but I do appreciate it.
Oh, believe it or not, now I'm more responsible than I let people believe. But it's okay. It's okay. We all have our days, and today was yours, so it's all good.
Yeah, like I was telling you before we went live. I wish I had like some crazy story like I was at a strip club and took a bunch of strippers home and we were doing blow, but that didn't happen. I was up late watching Netflix and drinking beer by myself.
So you be doing some craziness like that, man. Just next time, give me some notice. Give me time to get up there because I want to partake. I'll bring my bag with me, and I'll bring my meds with me, and make sure I got a lot of cash for the hookers and
a lot of singles. Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Hey, Crazy Eye Jedi, Thomas Potts, got some people filing into the chat.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Great to see y'all.
Yeah, the stream this week is kind of just, hey, let's hang out and let's talk, because a lot of us have been quarantined or self-quarantined. So instead of talking about some big historical thing or some whatever, I figured we could all just hang out. People come in the chat, me and Seth hang out and talk. Just kind of a light, whatever happens kind of thing.
Yeah, you got Nudie Bar Blues. It's all good. Oh.
You know what the other funny thing is, Seth?
You tell.
I was talking about, if we get enough people, we can play the Jackbox games.
Right.
If we're going to do that, then you're going to have to run the stream by yourself because I didn't get on my Windows computer in my rush. I got on my Linux computer.
Damn it, man. You fired up the wrong box.
I did. Awesome. I'm just so used to firing the other one up that,
Well, yeah, because, listen. You got any Post-it notes?
No.
All right. If you got a pen, a piece of paper, and some tape, make your own, and put it on top of your Windows box. It's like streaming computer.
Yeah.
That way, you know to hit that one. Because I know when you stream, you're normally on your Windows box because your green screen and whatever else that you're running, and but hey, it's just an idea.
Yeah.
And line in your house? What the hell was that?
Oh, that's my window's cracked. It was a truck outside.
Oh, okay.
You know the South. They love everything with loud exhaust.
Well, I don't know if did you hear the train last night, Mary's stream?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I wish you would have caught that comment. It was funny as hell, dude. I was like, damn, Mary's running the train at her place. Got a train.
Yeah, and then she was talking shit about it, and I was like, hey, don't talk about how I make my money.
Damn right. You should have probably did. Yeah, I just found out where you live. Thanks. I just came by there.
Oh man.
It's all good. It's all good. Bunch of BS, and that's all we're going to do today, guys.
Yeah, just hang out and BS. Anybody in the chat, if you have anything you want to talk about or
questions,
anything
comments.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's just consider this a social distancing get together of people hanging out and talking, since we can't get more than 6 foot close to each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
YouTube's really the best social distancing right now because you don't even have to be in the same country. You can be anywhere.
Yeah, they do, Jedi. They get kind of loud, depending if you get the right ones anyway. Those hoe train.
No, he's talking about HO scale model trains.
Oh, I'll
Sis
train,
Sis got a dirty mind. Sis like, hell yeah, man, them hoe trains can get pretty loud if you got a screamer.
Damn right.
He's talking about HO scale model trains.
I have no clue, man. I have no clue as far as that goes. I saw the H and the O, and I'm like, okay, I'm in it.
Yeah, you missed the period in between them.
Yeah. No, I saw the period. It's just, I thought he was trying to be nice about it. I don't know. Hey, what do you want, man? I ain't been up that long. I ain't been up that long either, right? So
it's just it's just one of them days.
Yeah. I'm dying for a cup of coffee, but I'm not about to go in there and mess with my roommate's coffee pot. Like she's like this. Don't fuck with my shit. All right, I ain't touching it. Yeah, see, I was on the right path. Yeah, he's like, yeah.
True.
That's true.
I guess both would be true. Yeah. Like Sis said, it depends on if you get the right ones or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the computer problem is I have kind of quit using my green screen for a little while just because, and went back to using my office as a background because most of the streams are in the evening anyway, and I got the lights and all that crap.
Right.
So before that, when I had all that crap in my office, it was easy to say, "Oh, I'm going to stream. Turn the other computer on."
Right.
But now I've been streaming using my Linux computer because I'm not using the green screen. So I guess I need to put my green screen back up so I know which computer to turn on. It's like a huge green Post-it note in my office.
Well, like I said, just like a reminder, hey, if you're going to stream, use your Windows box. Just a little reminder because, or I don't know what the box looks like. You got a black magic marker. Streaming computer,
It's black, so it'd have to be a different color.
Damn it. Hell, just maybe like a piece of duct tape, something that reflects light. It's like, hey, here, use this one.
Oh man.
So what's new, guys? Anything? Other than hoe trains? What?
Yeah. Yeah, how you doing there, crazy-eyed Jedi? Everything good on, I don't know which part of the world you live in or which state you live in or which country, but I hope everything's going good where you are.
That's a good idea. Just paint the office green.
I didn't think about that actually. That would have been kind of neat. But when I built my office, I didn't really think about it.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, is that possible? Could you find the right shade of green to?
Well,
and then
you can adjust it. Like if you use OBS, you can adjust the color that your green screen is. You can just say it's a green screen, a blue screen, or a red screen, I think are the options. Or you could say green screen, then you can like adjust the color. So yeah, I mean you could you could in theory do that. Yeah, where like basically your whole room would be your green screen.
You're East Coast, about 40 minutes from D.C., Maryland.
Family driving you nuts. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going through that right now since schools are shut down, like basically for the rest of the year, or the rest of the school year. I'm sure there's lots of people that didn't expect to have their kids home all the time so soon because it's not summer vacation yet, and all of a sudden here they are.
Yeah, they were just so happy to get them back into school after Christmas break. Then whammo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta understand it. I understand that it's got to be hard on a lot of parents right now, all across the U.S. I don't know what they're doing as far as other parts of the world, but here in the U.S., I know it's got to be hard for a lot of parents. But we'll get through it. We're strong as long as everybody remembers. It's stupid though. It's really a stupid thing going on because my God, really, wash your fucking hands. Really, how hard is that to do? If you ain't washing your hands, you got problems, Joe.
Hey DJ, appreciate you stopping by and dropping the like. Oh, okay, you got on your radio show early today. Okay. Oh, yeah. Are all those people staying with you, Crazy Dad Jedi? Because I just saw 3 kids with spouses and 9 grandkids. Are they all staying with you, or are you just saying you have 3 kids with spouses and 9 grandkids? Yeah, I mean, when I was in school, it would have been kind of cool, Thomas, but the only thing is you still can't really go and do anything. I mean, I guess technically you go outside and play or whatever, but
yeah, but kids,
everything's shut down,
Most kids don't know what 6 foot is, and most kids ain't gonna stay 6 foot apart. So, hey, go play in the backyard. It's yep.
They're all staying with you, man.
Cheers to you, brother.
Yeah, cheers. I'll have another Bloody Mary for you, my friend. Well, see, I sound like a boomer now because I'm sitting here saying they can go outside and play, which no kids nowadays go outside and play anyway. They social distance like we're social distancing, and they're sitting at home playing PlayStation or Xbox all day and night.
Well, I kind of fixed that one. If it, you got that many people in your house or that many kids around and they're old enough to do so on their own or, within some responsibility, it's like, listen, I got a new game for you. That'll pique their interest right there. I got a new game for you. All right, all y'all go outside and do something, and whoever stays out the longest wins the prize. They will be fighting each other to stay outside. I ain't gotta go pee. No, you ain't going in. Stay. No. No. Go on in. You ain't winning nothing. You gotta pee. Go find you a tree or a bush or something. Or if you're a girl, you can start your feminism early and just pee on yourself. You missed that, dude. You missed it. That was one of the last things that Mary covered last night.
Yeah, I'm sure it was funny. I don't know that I missed it, but I'm sure it was funny.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Some of the pictures she showed, I was like hollering in the chat at Mary. I'm like, "Are you for real? Are you trolling us right now? Like, really? Women peeing on themselves for equality?" And come to find out, the whole thing was started as a hoax to see how many women would do it.
I heard that part in the group, the DM group, that it started out as like a joke, and people were like, took it and ran with it. Oh, a bourbon guy. Cheers to that. I'm also a bourbon person, although I'm not drinking bourbon right now. You had them dig you a cave in the hill. That's good. That'll keep them busy for a while.
Yeah, this shows my drinking knowledge. I don't know what it is, but I drink Crown. A lot of you know that already. I don't know if that's bourbon or whiskey, but
it's Canadian whiskey specifically, I think.
oh, really?
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, because it's so freaking nice, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say it's Canadian whiskey. I could be wrong, but it's whiskey. I know it's whiskey, but
Okay.
I want to say it's specifically Canadian whiskey.
It's not as harsh as Jack. I love Jack, but that shit's just harsh sometimes.
Of course, I'm kind of biased anyway, because like I said, I was originally raised in Kentucky, so I'm kind of biased to bourbon. That's what my dad always drank is bourbon. Well, I say drank like he's not here anymore. That's what my dad always drinks is bourbon. So I grew up, with bourbon around. So I don't know, it's just like ingrained in my head. I either drink. Oh, you are the Old Crow person. That's what I drink as well. Crazy Eyed Jedi. I have you can't really see it very good, but I have a decanter on top of my mini fridge. There's a decanter of Old Crow bourbon. I forgot you were the Old Crow drinker. We've talked about Old Crow before.
I'm more of a. I'm not at least one way or another. I'm not a snob. I'm not, but I am picky about my alcohol, and most of the time it's like top shelf shit. These all what I call off brand shit, like see, now my brain went blank. Damn it. Jim Beam. I know that's like, for most people, that's like a top name, but to me, it's not. If I'm going to drink stuff like that, it's either going to be Crown or Jack. If I drink tequila, it's going to be Jose. If I drink vodka, it's going to be Smirnoff. Top name shit. I don't know.
Well, when you said Jim Beam, you talked about 3 different. Oh, Canucks here.
Nice.
Hello, I am so sorry. I had a lot of pain last night, and I ended up sleeping right through my alarm.
You're not the only one, bro.
We didn't go on till 1:30 because Sith was the only responsible one that got up in time, and it's my stream, so it didn't work out for me either.
To answer your question, Sith, Crown Royal is made in Gimli, Manitoba, an hour and a half from my house.
Nice.
I have been through the brewery.
I knew Canuck would know 100%, but I was pretty sure it was Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, I love that shit, dude.
Made in Gimli, Manitoba. We export that shit.
How's it going, Rob?
Good now, but I feel bad because I was supposed to be up a lot earlier than I am now.
Don't feel bad. I woke up to missed calls and text messages and DMs from Sith like, "Hey man, are you up?" And I didn't wake up till after 1:00. And I looked at my phone. I was like, "Damn, I'm supposed to have been on stream like 10 minutes ago." I guess we'll push it to 1:30. And I said, you missed it. You weren't here when we first started. I said, I wish I had some like crazy story of something crazy happening last night. And instead, it's sad. I got to watching stuff on Netflix and drinking beer and sat here by myself way too late drinking beer and watching Netflix.
Yeah, I fell asleep because on YouTube, I know we watched some on. I don't know about you, Rob, but a show called Ridiculousness.
No, I tend to watch YouTube.
Well, no. It's MTV's channel.
Okay.
MTV Ridiculousness channel. They got a 24-hour live stream going on right now.
Oh wow!
It's not whole episodes, but it's like they're clips together.
Okay.
But still, it's funny shit, dude. It's like the show is hosted by a guy named Rob Dyrdek, and it's like a YouTube show almost. They go and find people busting their asses, doing weird shit, drinking, acting out, tripping, whatever. And they do categories, and it's funny as hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's funny as hell, dude.
Yeah, last night I ended up watching because I know this is really off topic, but I ended up watching a whole bunch of videos because in the wrestling world it went tits up yesterday.
It went what?
Tits up.
Okay, I want to make sure I heard that right.
There's an old saying for you. It went tits up. Vince McMahon decided to fire 30 people.
Oh,
Wrestlers?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
damn.
He's
Main card people or like
Yeah.
secondaries.
Yeah. They're lower card, but a lot of the people in the back, like it was 30 people that got told thanks for coming. But basically some of them are basically thanks for coming, we'll get back to you when this crisis is over, and some of them got told you're done.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
Which you and I have talked about a little bit. He's kind of out there anyway. So that would be probably an understatement. But yeah.
All the veins are popping out on that man.
Well, the best part about it is like a lot of people are pissed. Like a lot of the fans are pissed that he's doing it, because for the last 2 weeks, Vince and Co have been going on and on about how they've got they're on track to have a record earnings for the year. Even with the coronavirus, they're on track to be like record-breaking money come in. They have like something like $5 billion in cash flow that they can use, and they have it. And then an emergency debt, they have another bunch of money. So he's doing cost savings when realistically he doesn't need to.
He's making sure he's looking out for his
bottom line. Yeah. It's all for his bottom line. Yeah.
Who's gonna fill the empty arenas while he's doing the wrestling in the empty arena with nobody around? Who's gonna fill that if he fires everybody?
Well, he's just firing the lower card, and then he's firing a whole bunch of people in the back.
Oh, okay. So basically,
like staff workers.
Like, well, some of the storylines are going to have to change now, because some of the people that did get the boot were in active storylines. So it'll be like at WrestleMania. AJ Styles went against The Undertaker. Well, AJ Styles has a little bit of a group, so he's got his backup as Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So they have a stable. Well, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson got the boot yesterday.
Oh shit!
So now he's like,
now AJ Styles not only got buried alive in a cemetery match, but now he lost his backup because they just got fired. Yeah, it's a mess. Kurt Angle's gone.
Oh damn!
XFL was that?
That was Vince's basically like
that was his football league. Yes, they went chapter 11.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, poor Vince. He tries to make a football league and he screws it up every time. The last time it was just brutal. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad games. It was a bad setup. It was just terrible, and it ended up tanking. This time, it was actually getting traction. It was starting to become popular to some degree. And then the COVID-19 shut it down. And so now he's laid off everybody, like everybody, and filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So the second try was a big bust.
Yeah.
He ended up losing his shirt on that.
Wasn't the first go around the XFL somewhere around the late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Vince
remember that.
McMahon has this fascination with wanting a football league, and he finally, after 20 years, brought it back. And yeah, for its inaugural season, the COVID-19 took it out. So
Well,
yeah,
the virus itself is cost a lot of people a lot of money. I mean, you know, from the big and wealthy all the way down to people like us that have to struggle every day. You know, whether we work or we're disabled or whatever. You know,
yeah.
it's been a hassle for everyone.
The worst ones that got it, like for in the wrestling world, are all the like we call them indie promotions.
Right.
So not the big name.
Oh yeah.
Because WrestleMania weekend, they typically sell. They put up the farm to have these big shows in and around WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like
they
the
rent
Super Bowl.
buildings. They do advertising all year. You know, it's big money and it's big payoff, big risk, big reward. Well, this year they all got screwed because Vince ended up having to cancel in Tampa and move it to the Performance Center. So all those shows got canceled. And a lot of the indies are now having to shut down because their one big show of the year, their big money maker, they had to cancel and refund tickets. And yeah, it's a damn mess.
It's cost a lot of people a lot of money, man. It's just we'll eventually recover.
Oh yeah.
It's going to take some time.
Oh yes.
The XFL thing makes me laugh because I could imagine him in like a boardroom with a bunch of people, and he's like, "You know what America needs? They need a football league." And somebody in the back's like whispering to the other guy, and they're like, "Does he not know the NFL's a thing?"
Oh, Vince hates Vince has a dying loathing for the NFL because, as far as he's concerned, the NFL has gotten soft. The NFL is weak. The NFL, you know, that big controversy in the NFL about the whole kneeling thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Vince, when he created the XFL, made it part of the league rules. You have to stand for the anthem.
Well,
It was he did it to oppose the NFL because he can't stand the NFL.
Well, I would have partly agree with him on that because you have lots of millionaire babies that cry about everything instead of just showing up and playing football.
Yeah. So he took the rules that fans in the NFL complain about and made them like he wanted it so that it was a harder hitting game again. So all the strides of, you know, concussion problems, yeah, you throw that out the window. We don't that's all a bunch of hokey. And make sure that, you know, you absolutely stand for the anthem, and if you don't, you're fired. You know, that kind of thing. So whatever the NFL is doing, he's doing the opposite.
yeah, Crazy Eye Jedi. I was just looking at that. I never knew they made it. I didn't know if it was a real thing or not. And it's got to be at least a 2350. You know, anything higher than that ain't worth a shit. Talking about James T. Kirk.
Ah,
I'm assuming bourbon. Yeah.
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 I didn't know they made that either, honestly.
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
Yeah. It's a joke, you know, it ain't because it's only 2020, so it's got to be at least a 2350. You know?
yeah. That was a good year.
Yeah, for bourbon it was.
Yeah.
They put Kirk's name on it. It has to be.
Yeah.
So what's new, guys? Anything? People in the chat? Anything? Y'all? Anything?
Not much.
Everything's still going good up there in your neck of the woods, Rob?
Yeah. So if I'm on your show next Thursday, I will be hungover. Because my birthday is next Wednesday.
Sweet.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Yeah.
This show doesn't discriminate. You can show up 30 minutes late, like I did.
Yeah.
You can be. It's my show, and I showed up like 30 minutes late. You can be hungover. I've been that
if
way
you're the
on
host
one or
and
two.
you're late, you meant to do that.
Oh yeah.
It was done for suspense reasons.
I had to push it. I had to push it to 1:30, but to get JJ to be here with me. And
don't put this shit on me.
No, you were building suspense.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I ain't
Everybody's
building
like-
shit.
Everybody's like, the show should have already started. I wonder what's going on. Then the time gets pushed to 1:30, and they're like, wait a minute, now it's 20 minutes till the show starts. I don't get it. Yeah.
We subverted your expectations.
Yep. Ryan Johnson in the house. Yes. And it's not me. You're not blaming this shit on me. I'm the fall guy for a lot of things. This one is not mine. I promise.
No, I'm just giving JJ a hard time.
This guy, right?
JJ contacted me basically every way possible he could contact me. And
I DM'd him. I called him. I texted him. I was about to get in my car and drive the fuck up there.
Smoke signals.
yeah.
Wave some barbecue in front of his face. It's like, hey man, what are you doing?
I always thought it would be funny just to put like a 2-minute video on my channel when I was supposed to live stream one time in the summertime, and all it'll be is like a logo of my channel and then gone fishing.
Put the bitch on repeat.
Yeah. They're like, man, Rob did like a 5-hour live stream. It's just a sign that says gone fishing.
Yeah, gone fishing.
Dude,
Who was it that did a chair stream one time?
That was Drunk 3PO.
Yeah, I was thinking
That's how the chair stream thing got started, because every time he would get up and leave, that's when people started saying, "Oh, great, another chair stream, awesome."
But didn't he do that one time and like not come back?
I think he did. I honestly don't remember, but I think he did, because the chair stream and Drunk went hand in hand. So I'm assuming that's what happened.
Yeah, I want to say one time he like got up while he was live and his chair was sitting there and like he didn't come back. Like whatever happened, and people were joking like, yeah, it was like a couple hours of us looking at your chair.
Waiting on Tyrone last night, for everything to start. I was bouncing back and forth because, there was a long list of people live streaming at that time.
Yeah.
And I saw, wait a minute. I knew Chris was live streaming, but I went in and checked it out, and it was a blank screen.
Oh, really?
What's going on? Then I DM Chris. I'm like, dude, you left your stream running. That shit went like 2 or 3 hours.
And it was just a blank screen.
Yeah, I don't know how long he was actually there for, but and he got back in touch with me. He goes, yeah, I stopped the stream, but it just didn't stop. I'm like, okay.
It's the robots are running things right now, sis. So apparently the robots were like, nah, we're gonna let your stream keep going.
Yeah, you're monetized. We can do this.
That makes me laugh, because talking about an aquarium, because I used to work with a guy. He was from Venezuela, but he married a girl that was from Mexico. She was born here, but her family was from Mexico. So after they got married, they went to Tijuana to see some of her family he'd never met before. Well, they got we would call them flea markets here or whatever, but they got the markets with people selling all kinds of general shit.
Swap meet.
So yeah, he finds a booth that's selling DVDs, like bootleg DVDs of like stuff that's still in the theater, really new stuff, So he buys a few DVDs, but they were really cheap, like a couple bucks a piece. Well, this is when Finding Nemo first came out.
Mm.
So one of them he buys is Finding Nemo. So he gets home and gets to watching the DVDs, and the one that was Finding Nemo, somebody had set a camcorder in front of their aquarium and recorded like 2 hours of their fish swimming around. And that was what they were selling as Finding Nemo.
Ooh, I'd have been.
He's like, I mean, I'm kind of mad, but it's actually kind of relaxing. He's like, you just watch the fish swim around.
Dude, I know it's bootleg and shit, but damn, I'd still be pissed.
That's like an ultimate troll thing to do. I mean, first of all, it's bootleg. It's already bootleg, and then to actually take the time to record something like that for an hour or two. I mean, that's like the ultimate trolling.
It don't take shit to do. Set up a video camera on a tripod, put it in front of your fish tank.
Well, yeah, and leave and come back in a couple hours.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny because it's like, oh, instead of it being blank or instead of it just not having anything on there, somebody actually took the time to put their aquarium on there, which to me is kind of funny. It's like you got screwed, but you got something.
But even funnier if he had actually an orange and white fish. Because
I don't
think.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I think it was just a freshwater aquarium. I don't think it was even a saltwater aquarium.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
A kick in the butt will do you good.
Let's get
I needed one. I needed one today for sure.
What, a kick in the butt?
Yeah, and I needed a Bloody Mary because it's, how it is. All of a sudden you wake up and you're like, damn, what time is it? You look and you're like, oh, shit, I was supposed to already be doing whatever.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, most people drink coffee when they wake up. My friend over here, he drinks Bloody Marys.
Yeah, I don't drink caffeine anymore because it was suggested to me that caffeine isn't good if you have anxiety issues. And I used to drink a bunch of coffee. So I cut caffeine out.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, didn't you? Anxiety issues. Well, if you killed the coffee and it's helped with the anxiety, well, maybe the coffee was causing the anxiety.
Well, it didn't.
Not necessarily caffeine. It's just coffee affects people in different ways.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go grab one.
Okay.
You suck.
It wasn't. I don't think it was necessarily causing the issue 100%, but it wasn't helping the issue because how coffee kind of amps you up.
Right.
So caffeine can make anxiety issues worse because of the way it kind of amps you up, you know? So yeah,
I'm kind of bass backwards because I can drink a pot of coffee and lay down and go to sleep. Coffee don't affect me that way.
No. I did security for 15 years. It doesn't. It's more a habit than anything.
If anything,
that's what it was for me. Because of, as Sith knows, I used to be on the call a lot for work, so that was my thing. Oh, I get called at 1:00 in the morning. I have to go to work, and I'm gonna have to work for up to 12 hours. I grab me a thermos of coffee. I grab me a cup of coffee, and here I go. And I'm up all night drinking coffee. And it kind of like smoking or something. It just got to be a habit.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning, I had to have a cup of coffee, and it is kind of nice because now I wake up in the morning, like I get up at 5 a.m. normally for work, and I don't have to have coffee. It's like my body now has been retrained that I grab a water or an orange juice and I'm good to go. We're used to it's like I was dead until I had my first cup of coffee.
Yeah. Oh, I remember some days in the mobile car, I'd have an energy drink in one cup holder, a Tim Hortons coffee in the other cup holder, and then an energy drink in the back seat just in case I needed it.
So that Crazy Eyed Jedi, that wouldn't be torture to me. I don't think it'd be torture to Rob either. He said it's like torture in the house with Red Green show on all TVs. I like the Red Green show. It's hilarious.
Okay. And if something breaks, you just use duct tape.
See? You can use duct tape for all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Like
and I always get the saying wrong, but what is it? If they can't find you handsome, at least they can find you handy or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then the other one is if you can't fix it with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape.
It's that show is, if you have never seen it, JJ, that show is hilarious.
I still ain't watched it yet.
It's basically Canadian redneck show.
I don't have enough time on my hands. I watch a lot of shit.
It's a classic. It's hilarious.
I've almost cut out movies completely because it takes up too much time to watch. And I got an ass load of movies. I've got access to an ass load of movies, and I just don't watch them. I try to catch up on my TV shows, and then by the time I catch up, it's like, oh, it's time for the new ones to come out. So I'm messed up in all the dumbest ways possible.
Yeah, that's kind of hardcore, Crazy Eyed Jedi. I've never even heard of that one. Instant coffee rolled up in peanut butter balls. Just eat it without water or anything. Just eat the straight coffee.
That'll
hook it to my veins.
Yeah, man, that's a good pick-me-up. I love peanut butter. I love coffee.
Oh, yeah, I do too, yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Sounds like my daughter's logic. She does that all the time. I like this. I like this. They should taste good together.
What's going on, Kitty Bear? Good. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Kitty Bear. How's it going, man?
We just BSing.
In the last 2 years, I've had 1 cup of coffee, JJ. And you know where I had that cup of coffee at?
And that was recently, too. And that was at the Waffle House.
Yeah. I had my 1 cup of coffee I've had in like the last 2 years at the Waffle House because, as we know, they have the best coffee.
Yep.
Although Rob would argue and say it's Tim Hortons. But
yes. Well, Waffle House. We don't have a Waffle House.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. If you had a Waffle House, or if you ever decide you have to make a trip into the States one day, you got to try at least Waffle House once, because if you don't think it's the best, you probably think it's a close second. That's all I've got to say about it, because I've had some great cups of coffee. There ain't no lie about that. And no, Starbucks is not one of them.
Yeah, their coffee's horrible.
Oh my God. Nasty.
That's why people have to add all the flavorings and shit to it, is because their coffee by itself is horrible. I
started drinking coffee at like 15, 16 years old, and I grew a taste for it very well. I know there's kids out there that drink it earlier than that, but I developed a taste for it. And Mom was a big Maxwell House and Folgers person. And I actually liked it. But the moment I started drinking coffee at Waffle House, I'm like, I don't want nothing else. Not no Dunkin' Donut, not no McDonald's, not no Burger, nothing. I just give me some Waffle House coffee and I'm happy.
See, Bird of Prey 5 knows, because he said Waffle House grits are the best.
Bird, what's going on, man?
Kapla, Bird. Kapla.
Yeah. And Kitty Bear, that sucks, man. That your water got cut off and you have nothing to drink in the house. Man, that's horrible.
That's
man.
Brutal.
Sorry to hear about it.
Jeez, do you have Winnipeg? Do you have Manitoba water? They've been doing that all the. Well, it was stupid because they're supposed to not do that now, and there's been reports of them doing that now. There was one person that complained because they owed $28 on their bill and it got cut.
See, where I live, they're not even taking your money for your water bill. I don't know how long that's going to last, but in the city where I live, if you go to pay your water bill, they won't accept it. They're like, no, it's put off for however long.
Wait till that bill comes in the mail.
Well, I would like to assume that they're just kind of writing it off for a while, and then it's not like you're going to get a big bill all at once. Like they're basically just writing it off because it's the county municipality water system. So I'd like to think they're just kind of like, oh, okay, it's hard times for everybody. We're just going to write this off.
Yeah, it's the same for us. It's city controlled.
So I'm hoping that doesn't mean that in 4 or 5 months they're going to all of a sudden send people like $1,000 water bills.
Well, for us,
would be bad.
On a normal cycle, we get it every 3 months. So our bills come in every 3 months.
Yeah, see, ours here are monthly.
I'd
Which it isn't.
I'd much rather have it monthly because every 3 months it's like I can't afford that. Depending on what the bill is now.
On average, I pay about $250 every 3 months. So it's not too bad.
So it's just okay. So Kitty Bear says it's just a malfunction with the water system.
Oh,
he's in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to you in the Netherlands, but it sucks that your water isn't working right now.
Yeah, it sucks because and then of course they're going to have to get workers out to fix it, and that's going to be.
Do you have the ability to like go and get bottled water or anything like that? Or are you guys on a permanent lockdown? In other words, not able to get out and get supplies and stuff.
15 euros, but that's cheap, man. 15 euros per 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's rather cheap.
My water bill is normally like, I want to say $20-something a month, maybe 30, something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's as far as bills go, it's cheap.
Melt ice, maybe. Well, in the Netherlands, it's probably a good abundance, isn't it?
I know that ours is melted, so.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the climate over there.
Even though we got like 10, 12 centimeters last week, it's all melted now. So.
Yo, bro, you're talking to a bunch of U.S. idiots, man. How many inches is that? Yeah.
About 2. No, 1.5 inches.
Well, yeah, the moment it falls, go out, gather it up, jar it up, wait for it to melt, boil it, and you got some water.
So Bird of Prey says it's $75 a month average in New York City for just 2 people.
Yeah, I lived in a trailer
park
when me and my ex had our place. I lived in a trailer park, and our water bill was part of our lot rent, and our water bill was $25-$30 a month, roughly, for 2 people.
Well, that sucks, Kitty Bear. I forget about the time difference. Yeah, it's past 8 p.m. for him, so he can't even go to a store and get bottled water.
Well, no, I know that. I'm just saying, if you have the ability to get water, you still have it. Not just like say tomorrow, you get up, you go do what you got to do. Is there a way to go to the store and get some water or anything like that? Just something to buy the time until they get it fixed.
I think his point is that doesn't help him right now.
Yeah.
I think that's his point is I don't have anything to drink and the water's shut off because of something happening and I don't have any way right now to get water.
That's a good idea too, Jedi. Some rain barrels. A water capturing system.
Have you seen there are some places in the States where they've actually made that illegal?
Why?
Because there was people that were actually capturing rainwater and had their own filter system and they were using the rainwater.
Yeah. Basically
like having a well or something like that. And there's certain states that have made it illegal to capture your own water like that.
I think that should be illegal. It's falling from the sky. what the hell? You know, you're already spending money on the filtering system or whatever it is you're using. You spent money on the capturing system, whatever you're using, whether it's buckets, barrels, whatever. You know, why would that be illegal? That just sounds idiotic to me.
It's called greedy bureaucrats, is what it's called.
You know, no, seriously, just think about this for a minute. That's like saying it's illegal to go lay on the beach and get a tan instead of going to a tanning salon, or vice versa. You know, that's stupid.
I agree. It's stupid. It's just something that I've read that there's
we're gonna find you
certain
and
areas.
lock you up for using the planet's natural resources. Yes. Come on.
I think it's just bureaucracy in its worst. That's what it is.
Yeah. How dare you find a way to not pay us money?
Yeah, no shit.
If there's ever a water shortage, don't accept a glass of water from Crazy Eyed Jedi, because he says go old school survivalist and filter your urine. So if there's ever
this ain't fucking water world.
If there's ever a water shortage and you go by his house and he's like, hey man, you want a nice cold glass of water? Be like, no, I think I'm good.
Yeah, man. Nope.
Well, don't they do that on the space station or something like that? Don't they filter the urine and turn it into drinking water?
God, I hope not, because I've always wanted to go into space, and if they do that, I'm like, I'm not interested.
I could be wrong about that. That may just be something I've read that's not true, but
just give me some of your powdered eggs and I'll be good.
Yeah, but Bird of Prey's talking about there are also places that are cracking down on people going solar.
Yeah, that's stupid. You know, in a lot of the places in the States and probably across the world, you know, solar energy is a big thing, and there's a lot of places if you basically go green like that, they actually reimburse you for it. You know,
that's how it is here. If you get solar panels on your house, or you buy like a hybrid or an electric car, they give you like huge tax breaks.
Tang and ice cream. That sounds pretty good.
But it's got to be that freeze-dried astronaut ice cream. Yeah, I have read that there are certain places that are even cracking down on solar. You know, used to a lot of places, you basically could sell your solar to the electric company. They would pay you,
right?
Like your meter would run backwards. And
I'd be all for that.
And they've cracked down on that too, where most places I think aren't doing that anymore either. And it's like he was talking about, you have to be on the grid. That was the other thing I think is people were going like full solar and trying to basically not have electrical service. And that's kind of one of those things of, to have a habitable domicile, you have to have electricity. And these people are like, well, we have electricity. It just comes from the sun. And they're like, well, no, you still have to have our electricity, because we don't count the sun as being your electric company. We count us as being your electric company. So there's been places where they've not allowed them to basically remove themselves from the grid because of, you know, stupid little laws about, you know, you're supposed to have power and water, yada, 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 to have an actual, you know, habitable domicile, according to laws in some places. And yeah, they've been cracking down on people that want to just cut themselves from the electric grid. They're like, well, no, you can't do that. Rambling Canuck, WWE Howard Finkel died.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Thomas Potts. I'll have to look into that, because yeah, he's an old timer. That'll hit the wrestling world like a ton of bricks with everything that happened yesterday and what everybody's figuring will happen by Monday.
Yeah, that Howard Finkel, man. That's a name I ain't heard in a long time.
I would have to look it up. Like I said, I've not really been into wrestling for a long time, but I may know who that is. I'd have to look it up and see because I'm horrible.
He was
with
like a
names.
commentator / announcer /
Oh, okay.
like not a wrestler, but one of the on-air talents. I'll put it that way.
Kind of
Okay.
like Lawler and
Yeah.
and,
Well, Lawler was an actual wrestler.
well,
That was
yeah, but you know
different.
he ended up being a commentator, and I can't remember the dude with the big hat.
JR.
Yeah, Jr.
Jim Ross.
Yeah. He should be getting up there in age too. Is he still commentating?
He's still commentating for AEW now.
Oh, okay.
And then Lawler still comes back and does WWE. The only problem is Lawler is censored now. So if you tuned into the Attitude Era and you saw Lawler and JR at the during their height, a lot of the stuff that the King used to say, he can't say anymore. And it's really hindered him. It's really hindered his performance because he can't be the King, right? So when a woman wrestler comes out, he can't yell puppies anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a puppy.
Yeah. He can't do that anymore because it's frowned upon. So a lot of his shtick is out the window because it's no longer politically correct.
Well, never mind.
Is he the guy that used to say, "Let's get ready to rumble"? Is what Bird of Prey says?
No. That's
No.
Buffer.
Yeah, he would have been WCW. He was mainly WCW, not WWE.
Yeah.
Harold Finkel was WWE.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember the dude. Michael Buffer, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I know who Bird's talking about. But yeah.
Yeah, and Buffer's just a dick, dude. If he finds out anybody using that phrase because he's got that shit either TM'd or copyrighted, he will sue your ass.
Well, that's because that's how he made his money from like the WCW to actual prize fights.
Yep.
Right. That was his shtick. That's what he did. It's just like there's a lot of copyright hoopla going on right now because Jim Cornette, who's a person who loves to piss people off on Twitter, and an ex wrestling manager, rubbed some feathers of some of the new wrestlers the wrong way. So they were creating shirts with his likeness and his name on them with, let's say, not so flattering words on them. And he sued them all for copyright infringement.
Damn.
His name and likeness are trademarked. So they put it on their shirts and yeah, he sued them all. So it's created a major thing of, well, is that something you should really be doing and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's funny.
So Kitty Bear has figured out how to get some water out of his house. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, if you're a one-trick pony like the Let's Get Ready to Rumble dude, you have to kind of protect that.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's kind of the only thing you have going for you,
Yeah.
you have to kind of protect that.
Yeah, that's his.
He literally coined the phrase.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have done that because I've heard a lot of shit I've said that nobody else has ever said. Then all of a sudden I hear it, I'm like, man, I made that shit up. What are y'all doing?
But no. I mean, it makes sense from his point of view because I mean that's his bread and butter. So I can kind of, but nobody really does it like him. He's got
he's got that voice.
He's got the voice for it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that voice. It's rather distinctive.
Yes.
I just recently, talking about the COVID and all that stuff. Did anybody else see that John Prine passed away from the COVID?
Who?
That singer John Prine.
The older guy?
Yeah, he was. I would call him kind of a folk singer, is what I would call
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I heard about that. What was that, last week or the week before?
Yeah, he was.
Even who was it? Joe Diffie.
Yeah, Joe Diffie, yeah, the country singer. He passed from the COVID.
Yeah. And I didn't think Joe Diffie was that old, but
yeah, I didn't think so either. When I heard it, I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that old either. I was like, okay.
I think he was at least 60. And I didn't realize that. I was like, damn, that makes me feel old as fuck.
My kids do that enough.
Well, I like surprising. I don't have any blood kids. I've got 2 stepchildren, and they're both in their 30s. I have a 10-year-old granddaughter, and I love shocking the crap out of her. I talked to her on her birthday, which was back in November, and she says, "Yeah, I'm on my way to a concert." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Who are you gonna go see?" She goes, "I'm going to go see the Jonas Brothers." I'm like, "Really? You gonna go see the Jonas Brothers? That's awesome." She goes, "You know who the Jonas Brothers are, Grandpa?" I'm like, "Yes, baby. I know a lot more than you think."
That's my job.
Well, the Jonas Brothers are in like their 30s now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or 20s.
Yeah. So she was shocked that I knew that.
Useless information that others may have already heard. You know, the Jonas Brothers actually made their own beer. And this is this sounds like a joke, but I swear to God, this is not a joke. It was called Hop.
Oh my God.
And that is
I think I remember something like that. Yeah.
It's
wait a minute.
Well, all of them are getting into that now.
I thought the Bop song was by Hanson.
Or maybe it is Hanson. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I'm confusing the Jonas Brothers and Hanson. But yeah, whoever it was that did Bop, they literally made a beer called Hop.
I wouldn't drink
it. You could be right. I'm probably confusing the names, but yeah, Hanson.
Yeah, because a lot of those, a lot of people are now getting into that. Have booze with their name on it. Jericho now has his own champagne line. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kid Rock has his own brewery.
Yeah.
I saw that on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives when Guy Fieri was there. And
oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he has like a brew pub. Yeah, Guy Fieri and him went there and ate.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that episode.
Beer. Yeah, and it was awesome because at the time when he did this, I believe it was back in 2007, 2008, right before our last major financial crash.
Yeah.
And he says, "Man, I'm bringing American beer. I'm giving people places to work." He did a lot for the town he grew up in, and I applaud him for that. And if people can go out and do that, create work for people, create jobs. My hat's off to all of them, especially now because with some of these hometown breweries, there's a place here just south of me. It's called St. Augustine. There's a brewery down there that's completely stopped producing whiskey. They're now producing hand sanitizer. They're putting the alcohol to a different use. So, my hat's off to anybody that can do this. They're trying to help. Well, we're not going to get you drunk no more, but we'll keep your hands clean.
Yeah, and if you really get in a pinch, you can eat the hand sanitizer. Although I don't suggest anybody eat the hand sanitizer. So I do not support that, but I'm sure there's some homeless people that would support eating the hand sanitizer.
Well, come on, man. You know, those people is like they'll do anything to get a little bottle of freaking NyQuil. You know, it was ridiculous, man. The last time I bought NyQuil, I had to get carded for that shit. I'm like, it's cough medicine. Well, we have to because of the alcohol content. I'm like, there's not enough in there to get anybody drunk. If anything, it's going to put your ass to sleep.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something that was interesting to me. It's been quite a while back now, but you know the canned air that you use like to clean computer parts and stuff, the air in a can. I went to a store to buy that, like a dollar store, and I was looking all over the store, and finally I went to the register, and I was like, "Hey, do y'all have the canned air?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's behind the counter." And I was like, "It's behind the counter?" And he's like, "Yeah, I have to have your license and your birth date to sell it to you." So apparently there's something in canned air that people are using to get high or make something out of. So they keep it behind the counter and like ID you before you can buy it. Like, I don't know if people are huffing it.
Read it.
Yeah, I don't know if people are huffing it or what they're doing, but he's like, "Oh yeah, it's a controlled thing now. It's behind the counter. I have to ID you and everything to buy canned air." And I was like, "Okay."
And it's like, okay, I got to show my ID every day I wake up because I'm breathing the shit. You know, it's dumb. It's dumb. You know, I understand it's a tool, but I know there's people out there that abuse such tools. You know, just like YouTube. There's people out there that watch too much YouTube. There's other shit to watch, bro. But no, I make fun of it because both my roommates, they don't watch TV, they don't watch movies, YouTube, nothing.
Well, I gave up on cable years ago because to me, I just think the price of it is stupid.
Yeah.
No, I have no argument with that. That is completely the truth. I don't have cable. I use a TV antenna, and I can watch just as much, if not more, with an antenna than I can with cable. And it only cost me $50 2 years ago.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's the cable companies are a failing market because
especially with streaming.
Yeah, I mean, like,
well, yeah.
Here they kind of the cable companies still have clout. So like there's certain streaming services you have to get through the cable provider. You can't just get it through the streaming service.
Right.
None of the major ones, but some of them they've done that. WWE is one of them. You have to get through the cable provider. But like for me, we pay like I think it's $30 a month for our internet. And to add cable to that, you're adding $60 for the basic package. And it's like, damn, by the time I add the channels I'd actually watch versus the channels I have no use for that I can't subtract, it becomes you're moving your cable and internet bill up over $100 just to have certain channels that you would actually watch. So it just became too pricey. And then now, I mean, I've got Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and that alone is enough, is $30 a month or something like that. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm done. If it's not on any of those, I'm done.
Yeah. Right now, me personally, my roommate, we got Comcast, and he uses it for TV and internet, but he don't watch TV. We got the basic channels, basically like local station type shit, and with the cable and the TV, with the TV and the internet, excuse me, he pays a little over $100 a month.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, I told him, I said, dude, you don't even use your box, man. You watch YouTube all the time. I said, kill the TV, up the internet speed, because all of us stream, and you'll still pay about the same. But me, I don't pay for Netflix. I use my brother's account. So I got Netflix. I pay for Disney Plus, Hulu, CBS All Access, and there's a couple others that I use that are free. I'm like, my God, that's more than enough entertainment, man. I'm still spending less a month than you are for two things.
Yeah.
See, that's what I did when I cut the cord, so to speak. I didn't technically cut the cord, I guess, because the only internet I can get here is through the cable company. So when my kids still lived here, they of course played like Xbox online all the time. Plus we started streaming stuff, so we needed better internet. So I don't pay for, TV service at all. I just pay for the best internet I can get. And it is like $100-something a month, but I can stream in 4K. I can, do all these live streams and all that stuff. Andrew and Maura, what's going on? Good to see you both.
What's up, sweetie? I hope you feel better. I know a trip to the dentist ain't a good thing.
No. I disdain the dentist. Probably because as a kid I had like braces and a lot of stuff going on. So I disdain going to the dentist, probably because my mouth used to hurt all the time.
Yeah. I went to the dentist one time and it cost me all my teeth. I went for a toothache. They did the x-ray and he goes, well, I got some bad news for you. And I was hurting like a motherfucker. I'd rather you just punch me several times in the face than what I was feeling. He goes, I got some bad news for you. I'm like, what? He goes, they all got to come out. And I didn't even flinch. I just said, when? I ain't got no teeth.
My dad's a cheap bastard. He actually pulled his own tooth last time he had a problem with one of his teeth.
Probably one of them guys that'll wrap a string around it and slam the door,
Well, and the other thing is, and I'm somewhat the same way, is like anesthesia or anesthetic doesn't work on me like normal people.
Right.
Like it takes enough to kill a horse.
Yeah. I hear you on that one.
And the last time he went to the dentist, they kept stabbing him with the needle, to numb him. And finally he's like, just pull the damn tooth out. So the last time he had a problem, he just yanked the tooth out on his own because he's like, even if I go to the dentist, it's not going to numb me anyway. When I was like 15, I think it was, I had my appendix out. And that's the first time I'd ever actually been so-called put to sleep or under anesthesia, whatever you want to call it. And they super doped me up. And I woke up right before they were fixing to cut me open. And they had to give me more. They had to give me more anesthesia. And afterwards, and not only that, but when I was in the recovery room coming out of the anesthesia, I got like super violent. I don't remember it obviously because I was loopy out of my mind. But I woke up in the recovery room and I had all these like bruises and scratches on my arms, like I'd had the shit beat out of me. Well, come to find out, it was because when I was coming to in the recovery room, I decided to try to kill all the nurses.
Whoops.
So they had to like physically hold me down. And that's where all the bruises and scratches come from, was all the nurses like, holy shit, this kid's going insane.
He's gone
postal. Obviously, I don't remember any of it because I was still under the anesthesia, but they're like, oh yeah, that's what happened is you all of a sudden come out, even though I wasn't out of it to where I knew I was out of it. And I like got super violent. It was like trying to get out of the bed and like beat the fuck out of everybody. And they're like, yeah, we can't really let that happen. You just got cut open. So they like had to physically like hold me down and like tether me to the bed or tie me down so I couldn't hurt myself or other people.
Dude, last time I was in the hospital was a couple years ago. I was in there for 5 weeks, and I made it a habit. All right, I made it a habit to hit on every nurse I could.
It
didn't work. It didn't work, but I tried like hell. About 6 months ago, I went back up to visit them to see how everybody was doing, to see who was still there or not. And the one girl, she was a tech, not a nurse. I went in there asking about her, and they all looked at me like I was some weird old guy. Like, are you a stalker, or you want to hurt somebody? And I was understanding about it, but about when I started to leave, she was hiding in the back room listening to the whole conversation. And I was talking to the lady at the desk, and on my way out. Now, granted, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm 5'9". I weigh about 185. All right, this girl is 6 foot tall. And she's a youngin'. She's about 21 by now. She'd come running out. Ah, hey, wait, stop. I turn around and she's running at me. I'm like, oh, dear God, I'm about to get hurt.
This is not going to be a story I tell online.
Dude, I'll tell you what. To me, she's gorgeous. She is sweet as can be. She come running out, and I just stood there. I tried to brace myself as best as my disabled ass could. She grabbed a hold of me, about knocked me on my feet. She almost picked me up off the ground. And a bear hug from anywhere. And I'm like, I like this, but you're hurting me. The old man came out. I'm telling you, I'm like, it's good to see you too. Could you let me go? And I'm sorry. She's got dirty blonde hair, and I've never ever in my life wished a woman would ever let me go. It was a wonderful experience.
I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna die happy.
Yeah,
Damn it,
naughty.
I came in here
Naughty
last
nurses.
time. Yeah, I came in here last time because I had a heart attack. Well, guess what? You better give me another one. Just let me go, please.
Naughty nurses, the Sith Lord of chapters.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. I spent a lot of time in the hospital when I was younger. And I could probably write a book of all the shit I've tried to pull with nurses. You know, I took it to a whole new level. You know, we've all grown up. Hey, man, if you get a pretty nurse, you can flirt with her. I went way over that. Then about 20, 25 years later, and then, okay, I'm doing it again. Go figure. But everybody's got boyfriends and husbands and girlfriends and all kinds of bullshit. I'm like, come on, y'all. Send me someone single in here. Please. Would you be my nurse, Moira?
They could put that on your chart. Single nurses only.
There you go. Then I get grandma walking in. Not you, lady. Check my temp and go on.
She's trying to give you a sponge bath and feed you castor oil, and you're like, no, that's not what I signed up for.
No, that's not what I'm going to use the oil for, lady. I'm not drinking the shit. Sorry. That would be messed up. Getting oil.
On my dad's chart, they had to put. I think they had to put nurses with a sense of humor. Otherwise, you're going to have a long day.
Yeah, for real.
This is not going to be your day.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what you're looking at, but I just asked a simple question, Moira. I'm trying to put I know you're feeling kind of wonky from the dentist. I'm just trying to put a smile on your face, and I know that may hurt, but you know, you can't blame me for trying. She always tells me, why you got to be so charming? I'm like, I'm not charming. I'm just trying to get to the point nicely.
A buddy of mine had a 4-wheeler accident one time, and that's not the funny part. He had a 4-wheeler wreck, and like fucked himself up really bad, and they took him to the hospital. Well, the thing was, his mom is a nurse. At this point, he's in his 20s. His mom's a nurse, and it just so happens the closest hospital is the hospital she works at. So, of course, she wasn't at work, but they, of course, called her down there because her son is fucked up from a four-wheel accident. Well, they doped him up on like morphine and stuff because he was fucked up so bad. So he's like hitting on all the nurses that are anywhere around him, and these are all people that his mom works with every day. So he's saying like all this inappropriate stuff, and it's like his mom's coworkers. And after the fact, he didn't remember it because, of course, he was super doped up on pain meds. But after the fact, his mom's like, yeah, you embarrassed me so much. You're like asking them if they're going to take your clothes off of you and give you a sponge bath, and they need to wash your balls extra good. And, you know, just all this crazy stuff he was saying. And it was to all of his mom's coworkers.
What's up, Steve? Michael? Good to see you both.
Steve, good to see you, brother. Michael, thanks for joining us. Andrew's still hanging in there. Kitty Bear and Crazy Eyed Jedi and Mora. Oh, Mora would be a very strict nurse. You may not want her to be your nurse.
Dude, I would be
JJ.
I would be a very willing patient. Just saying.
No, I'm too stubborn to be able.
It depends on how strict she would be. If you said, I can't get up, I need you to use the bedpan, and then she smacked you upside the head with the bedpan and said, I ain't cleaning that shit up.
You doing a Twitch stream today, Andrew?
Andrew has been killing it on the Twitch streams. He's been Twitch streaming a lot. Hello from Denmark there, Michael Birch. Thank you for joining us. Let's see, we got Kitty Bear is here from the Netherlands. Stieg is from Norway. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have an international group in the chat today. A few Americans, some people not from America. I've even let a Canadian be on my panel.
Yeah,
I think I get some kind of. I think I get some kind of tax break for that. Letting a Canadian be on my panel.
Agreed, Steve. Agreed.
I need to find the video, Rob. I'm trying to remember now what it was about exactly. I have a horrible memory. We talked about the airplane, the Canadian airplane. What was it? The you know what I'm talking about. The fighter jet. Yeah, the Avro Arrow. I was watching a video the other day about something. I can't remember now what it was. It was obviously something military. And Avro was the company that was like designing it for the United States. And I can't remember now what it was. It was like some weird project. I remember what it was. It was when the United States was making flying saucer looking aircraft, or trying to, because they thought it would scare their enemies if it looked like a flying saucer was, flying around like aliens. Yeah. So they actually built two of them. Yeah. They're both in museums, and Avro is actually the company that built them and tested them.
It is.
So it made me think of you the other day because I was watching a video about it, and I was like, Avro, hey, we were talking about the Avro Arrow. It made me think about it.
Yeah, same company.
All right, guys. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so Andrew's going to be running Gaming with Geeks Fortnite stream tonight at 9 p.m.
Oh, that's cool. And
then possibly more after that if Mary Mayhem doesn't crack down on him. So if anybody's available tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, Andrew's going to be on Gaming with Geeks running their Fortnite stream.
My son's into that game big time, and I can't get into it. My son loves it.
Yeah, they're
Well, he did. It's starting to lose popularity within him and his group of friends.
yeah, that's a really popular game they're playing, and Maura will even chime in because I know she's got a bunch of people at her house that are playing Fortnite. But that's what Andrew and a lot of people have been streaming right now is Fortnite.
Yeah, I think he's on to like one of the other shooters now that just came out. Yeah. He's moved on. But that's how my son plays games. He plays games and then a new one will come out and that'll replace that one and then he'll never play it again. And which really sucks because they're like $90 a game.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Yeah, I was glad when my son moved out because he was always going from game to game, and I'm like, yeah, you have your own job now, so good luck with that.
And then there's the Xbox Live that you got to get for them so they can actually go on the internet.
Oh yeah. He well, I didn't pay for that. I was like, I ain't paying for Xbox Live, so he had at that time, he was still in high school. He had a part-time job, so he paid for that himself. But yeah, you have the Xbox Live, so you can go on the internet, and you got to buy all the games because all your friends are playing different games. And crazy idea. My 30-plus kids expect dad to pay for 3 battle passes. I'm like, really? You forgot who I am? Yeah, if they're over 30, they should be able to pay for their own gaming essentials.
Yeah. You let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah. But Sith's a big fan of that game.
Which one?
Fortnite.
Oh, fuck Fortnite.
Now, we were talking about, and Andrew was saying that he's running the Fortnite stream tonight on a Gaming with Geeks channel.
AM. Andrew?
At 9 p.m.
Is that, do you do that on your Twitch account, or does Gaming with Geeks have their own?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I know he's working with Geeks and Gamers, and one of their channels is Gaming with Geeks. I don't know if he does that through Twitch. Andrews, if you're still here, you can chime in. I don't know if he does that through Twitch and YouTube or how that works. I don't know.
Oh, I follow him on his Twitch account, but I don't know if Gaming with Geeks has their own or not, or if he's using his to do it. And there ain't no way you playing on the Xbox One X. Xbox X. Okay, One X. Never mind. I'm thinking of the new one that's about to be coming out. It's the Series X.
Which is basically a computer.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, same with the PS4 or PS5.
Yeah, my son plays on the Xbox. He has an Xbox One X.
Yeah, so do I. Gaming Geeks has their own, and I run their Fortnite and the Super Smash Bros. Streams on that channel. All right, I'll look it up because I do watch Twitch, so I'll look that up. And it's Gaming with Geeks, right? That's what it's called. I'm assuming one word. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll look into it.
So he runs it through their Twitch when he's doing the Geeks and Gamers stuff. Apparently,
I didn't know if they had their own channel or not on Twitch. It ain't a big thing, it ain't hard to find people on Twitch. It's easier to find people on Twitch than it is on YouTube, believe it or not. I think so, anyway.
I've not been a gamer since like Nintendo 64, so I don't know anything about Twitch.
Man, I really think gaming would do you some good to help you release some of that stress buildup. You know. But,
Well, when my son still lived here, I played whatever the newest Grand Theft Auto was it 5 or 6?
5.
I played that, but I didn't play it online, and I didn't play the story mode. I just ran around and killed people and stole cars and stuff, and ran into people.
Isn't that how you play that game? I thought that was how that game was played.
I used all the cheat codes to get all the weapons and to get the helicopter and shit. Yeah. And that was like my release, because obviously in rush hour traffic I can't crash into people. So I would go on Grand Theft Auto and I would just run into people, and then if they said anything, I would just get out of the car and kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and a friend of mine
that game was played.
Me and a friend of mine just started playing the first Halo Combat Evolved, and I forgot, even now today, I forgot how great of a game that was. I used to be a big Halo person. I played every last one of them. But then after that, I switched to Call of Duty and kind of got into that. And going back to Halo after all these years, man, it's like 20 years old. The first Halo game is 20 years old, and I cannot believe it. It's still a wonderful game. Still a great storyline. Yeah.
I actually have played Red Dead Redemption a little bit. Last time I went to my son's apartment, he's like, "This is basically Grand Theft Auto on horses, so I think you would like this." So I played it a little bit while I was at his house, because it's basically, almost the exact same premise, as Grand Theft Auto. It's just Old West, So instead of running around in cars and crashing into people and picking up prostitutes, I did it on a horse. So it was fun. Yes, and I don't own any game system currently at all other than my computer, and I don't really play games. So
with the way computer gaming and console gaming has came along these past decade, it's not hard, man. You can take your Windows box or your Linux box and play games on them. They've made it to where that the firmware for game controllers can be hooked into your PC, so you ain't got to worry about the mouse and keyboard aspect of it. You can play some games and shoot some people and relax.
I know I can do that through Steam.
Yeah.
Even on my Linux box, all that stuff works through Steam.
Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation, but you can do it through Xbox, because I can right now go click a button and log into my Xbox Live account right from my PC and play games that way also. It's just it's just one of the things, man. There's several different ways to game, and if you're not a big gamer, that's fine too. You got your phone. I hear Katie Crush is a big thing.
I actually have a USB controller because I did do the emulator route and played. I had a bunch of the classic NES games.
Yep. Like
Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Excite Bike, stuff like that. I do have a USB controller. Yeah, I just have never used it for more modern games.
Right. And that's the thing with Halo, man. We're running around, running through the campaign, and I'm trying to do things that you would do in Call of Duty, and I'm like, damn, I keep thinking this is Call of Duty. I'm trying to slide and evade and do shit. I can't even run, dude. I can, most shooters, when you want to run, you click the left thumbstick. I'm sitting there clicking the shit out of it. And I'm like, man, I'm just move, you slow bitch. Man, it takes forever to get anywhere. But yeah, the same friend I'm talking about, he says, we was just talking about it last night. It's funny, this topic, this conversation came up. because I've literally got a thumb drive sitting over there. It's got every game on it from the Atari 2600 all the way up to the PlayStation 2. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but yeah, all that stuff now is it's obviously not
And I've tried
necessarily legal, but
I've tried using emulators. I can never get the motherfuckers to work right.
well, yeah, it does depend on the emulator. And it depends on the game. Some of them work flawlessly, and some of them aren't quite right.
Yeah.
But on my my laptop is a Pixel book, and there's actually it's a it can run Android apps and Linux and all different things. But there is an emulator on the Android side. I can't think of the name of it now, but it works pretty good. And that's what I was using to play a bunch of like old Nintendo games.
Would it work on a Windows box?
That app particularly wouldn't because it's an Android app, like a phone app.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's ones available for Windows that would work.
Yeah, we can't help it that you're just such a young and Android. Atari's a bit before my time. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an Atari 2600, a 7800, an NES, Super NES. What was it? A GameCube, Nintendo 60. I was always kind of a Nintendo person. I had friends that had like
waste of time. The GameCube.
Yeah,
and the controller was stupid.
Oh
yeah. To me, now this is just personal opinion. The GameCube, the games looked great, but yes, I agree. The controller was fucking stupid.
I mean, we thought N64 had a wonky controller.
I hated that bitch too.
But no, GameCube was brutal. I mean,
that was not a good point for Nintendo as far as controller design.
No,
the consoles were good. The controllers were not.
No. And then, I mean, my first game system was the original Nintendo.
Well, no, I had something.
SNES, but the original.
I had something called an Odyssey. Odyssey 2, excuse me. Which was
where you had to beat up the cartridge and stuff just to get the
it was cartridge based, but also the deck itself. It was cartridge based, but it had a keyboard on it.
Okay.
It was really weird. And then, the Atari, of course, but then my first real introduction to my gaming addiction was the original NES. And then after that, Nintendo, I'm a lot like Han here. I stayed with Nintendo for so long. And then
the most useless gaming product, the Sega Saturn.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, I had a friend that super bought into the Sega Saturn, and he had like multiple controllers and all the memory cards. He's like, "Oh man, this is going to be the way. This is awesome." And then after like a year, it like fizzled out, and he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, PlayStation took it.
Yeah, I didn't spend all this money.
I like the idea of the add-on for the Genesis. It was the 32X. It was something that popped in, I guess, into the console's cartridge port that basically upped the game's graphics. It was better looking games. But then I don't know which one came first, the Saturn or the Sega CD. It was like getting way out of control. And the next thing you know,
I think the CD add-on came before the Saturn did. You're talking about the one that like plugged into the top of a Genesis. Yeah. It was there before the Saturn. Yeah,
and then the Sega Saturn came out. It was more like a PlayStation-esque console.
Right.
And then PlayStation came out, and it was just a better system, better games.
Then the Dreamcast was born. Which I only liked a few games on the Saturn. To me, PlayStation was the way after that. After my transition, I played PlayStation for years, and then when I got my hands on my first Xbox, I was floored.
In modern times, you have to be careful saying you're transition Sith because that means something totally different now.
Well, come on, man. I don't have boobs. I got a fucking beard.
But we don't know. You could have transitioned to a male. I'm just saying, you know.
Han, you're being mean.
After you, well, I am. I'm kind of being a dick. I apologize,
Bro.
Andrew. I can't even talk. I appreciate you, Andrew. I appreciate you tweeting the stream out. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, thanks, man. But Han, what the actual fuck, dude? Really?
I mean, next thing you're gonna accuse them of wearing like bunny suits and stuff.
I'm not.
No, that's somebody very particular. I want to see a remake of Taken with DJ Odyssey, like a fan film, because you know how he says, "I don't have money, but what I have is a particular set of skills," and then you see DJ in like a bunny suit.
He'd probably do it too.
Yeah,
I'll mention it to him.
Yeah, DJ starts out normal, like I don't have money, but what I have is a particular set of skills. Then it cuts to him in like a unicorn onesie or something, you know, and he's like, and then the people on Taken are like, what the fuck is that? Random thoughts.
Yeah, you need another Bloody Mary, dude.
Random thoughts when you wake up 30 minutes late for your own stream.
Because you got me to the point. See, I normally don't smoke during the day because, you know, if I have to get out or whatever, I'm responsible about what I do. But you're about at that point where I'm about to grab my pipe and just say, fuck it all.
You might as well. Yeah, that's...
No, I got to get out, dude. I got to go to the store.
I did that today, but I did it with alcohol because I woke up late and I was behind the 8 ball and I was like, fuck it, I'll just drink some Bloody Marys. It'll work itself out.
Okay, but you remember now, we got another stream later.
Oh, yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah, we got 8 o'clock tonight.
I'll be fine by 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay, all right. We got another stream tonight.
Weekly Rumble, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sith and I are supposed to be on Chris Knight's Weekly Rumble tonight.
Yeah, me, Han, DJ, and Danny said he couldn't make it, but he's got someone else. I think he said his brother. He's going to try to get him to come in.
Yeah, if you need a bad image, Andrew, look at I think it was my first Jackbox game stream where Chris Knight found out he was monetized, and then at the end of the stream, DJ came on there and sang "Happy Birthday" to Chris because it was also his birthday.
Oh yeah!
And he did it in a unicorn onesie, and he actually stood up and turned around and shook the unicorn tail that was on the back of the unicorn onesie. That will give you nightmares,
dude. That is fucking.
No,
awesome.
let's try to get DJ to 400.
Hold on, that's fucking awesome, Kitty Bear. He says, Woot told you guys I would get water back soon, and it's back.
Oh, awesome. Good to hear, Kitty Bear.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, I think he got his water back.
And you're on my end, Rob, you're roboing out like really bad.
Yeah. Put the Candy Crush down, man. It's eating your internet. No comment.
I think we lost Rob.
Yep, Rambling Canuck went rambling off somewhere else. But yeah, I'd like to do a few game streams. I just need some equipment for it. Other than, you know, I can stream on to the Xbox. I can stream on it's called Mixer, which is probably fitting for the name of the stream anyway. But it's nothing like Twitch. I need equipment to do that unless I try it from my PC, and I'm not much of a PC gamer anymore. I'm not a mouse and keyboard person much. I need a controller, and that's one thing I haven't done yet. I haven't hooked up my controller to my computer yet.
So apparently Rob's computer went off the rails, so he's going to be back.
That's all good. We'll be here for a little bit anyway. Because we're coming up on 1:45. I'm assuming you wanted to keep it at 2.
Yeah, at least. We did start late, and this is just to hang out and talk. I didn't really necessarily have a cutoff. Obviously, I don't want to go for like 6 hours, but
nah.
As long as we're hanging out and talking and got some people in the chat, we'll hang out for a while.
Unless you had other ideas.
What would the other ideals be?
I have no clue. I'm not you.
Well, I thought about Jackbox games, but I would have to totally leave and boot my other computer up to do that.
Well, if you wanted to do that, that's fine. I think I can hold down the stream for a few minutes, but that's solely your choice. If you choose to do it, great. If not, fine. Your house, your rules. But I have no problems holding down the fort.
I don't know if I'm sober enough to do it actually.
Or awake.
Because and I'm awake. It's just I went from being asleep to drinking several Bloody Marys. So,
well, you're getting your buzz and your breakfast all in one shot. There you go.
Yeah, I'm getting my vegetables for the day.
Yeah, there you go. I swear, dude. When the day comes, all right, whether it's next month, next week, next month, next year, when the day comes, you're gonna have to make me one of these fucking Bloody Marys. I gotta try that shit. Because I love a good Bloody Mary. Don't get me wrong. It's just after the last one I had, I really need a good one.
I don't really have a recipe. The only recipe I have is the tomato juice and the vodka.
Now, do you use tomato juice or do you use V8?
Well, I use low sodium V8 because of my blood pressure issues.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only thing I measure. The only thing I measure is the low sodium V8 and the vodka.
Let me see if I can word this to where it makes sense. My mom used to drink a lot of V8 growing up, and I thought it was the nastiest shit I ever put in my mouth as a kid. The older I got, I started to grow a little bit of a taste for it, but then it's like, what? No, I can't deal with it. But I love a good Bloody Mary, and I don't know if it's the alcohol in it, the Worcestershire in it, or the hot sauce or whatever you put in it, but I just love a damn Bloody Mary. But don't hand me a V8. I don't know. I don't know how. I'm just weird that way. But then again, anybody in the chat that knows me, I'm weird anyway. So, but aren't we all in the wrong ways?
I mean, like I said, mine isn't really a recipe because I mostly just do it off of like site. It's not like an actual recipe.
Well, yeah, but still,
so,
it is a recipe, but it is your own recipe. And just because you don't have actual measurements for it, they pretty much taste the same. You make it the same way pretty much every time.
Like I said, I do the 2-to-1 ratio of V8 to vodka. That's really the only things I measure is like 2-to-1 V8 to vodka. But I always use celery seed, horseradish, the chopped prepared horseradish,
right?
Worcestershire sauce or Worcester sauce, however you want to say it.
Worcestershire sauce. And
I use some Valentina Mexican hot sauce because I like mine with a little bit of heat.
There you go.
I have a big measuring cup, and I measure the V8 and the vodka in that, mix it together, and then the bottle was, I just keep reusing a bottle because I make them ahead of time, and everything else is just kind of by looking at it. I put a pinch of celery seed for each Bloody Mary. So normally the bottle I make makes like 4 or 5 Bloody Marys worth of Bloody Mary. So I'll put like 4 or 5 pinches of celery seed, and then I dump the Worcestershire just till I think it's enough.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing with the hot sauce. I just put some dashes in, and with the horseradish, if I'm making enough for 4 or 5, I usually use like 2 teaspoons of horseradish, and then I shake it up. I'll shake the bottle. Really, the way I do it is I shake the bottle up, and if I look at it and I see the horseradish and I see the celery seed, and it looks like it's right, then it's right.
I like Jedi's drink. You know, he's like 100% bourbon to empty glass. Simple.
Yeah. Welcome back, Rob.
Yeah.
My computer decided to. It's what happens when I don't restart before I hit a live stream. My computer just knocks out all my audio.
I was about to ask you if you had to go put some more quarters in the machine.
No. I had to reboot the computer so that it'll. Hopefully, I'm gonna get a new system by the end of the month, and then I won't have that problem anymore.
A faster one, I take it. A better one.
Just something better than what I've got. Nothing crazy, but just enough that I can run my streams and stuff. Because the one I've got right now is just it's on its way out. Like it's holding in by a thread.
I just got paid today. I might go ahead and do a quick upgrade to my new computer. I was thinking about this because I had this shit custom built, but it only goes to 1080. It doesn't 4K. And I wanted a 4K computer. And don't get me wrong, now this thing I got is a beast, and it's ran perfectly everything I've thrown at it. And I've been trying to find the most complicated games I've ever tried to play on a computer, and it runs it like a beast. I'm talking about graphics, everything wide open. So, but it only goes to 1080. But granted, even I know with StreamYard you can only do 720. But if I get into like game streaming or something like that, I want the shit to look good. Instead of blurred out or whatever.
Yeah.
Resolution is key, especially when you're streaming. But yeah, I'm thinking about a quick upgrade. I might buy me another video card.
Yeah, I'm just myself. I just want something that's nothing crazy, but just that, and I have to do it within a budget. So,
well, yeah, but also build. I had to do the same thing. Build within a budget, because at the time, if I'd have built the computer to specs, the computer would have cost me $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it scaled down to 15. And that was everything: box, processor, memory, monitor, camera, keyboard, everything. Just the whole kit caboodle was.
Yeah, I want to get a new system and then a new mic, or not a new mic, but a new camera, and then go from there. Although I don't use the cam very often.
No, you don't. That's why I have it. Unless you're going to decide to start showing your face more.
I don't know if I want to break screens.
I've seen his face a few times.
Dear God, Rob, come on, man. I'm on camera. You can't get much worse than this.
I haven't.
I don't want to hear no shit about that. I'm not saying you're an ugly man, but I'm not saying you're an attractive man. But dear God, look at me, for real. See, look, it's all good.
You're fine on camera.
Yeah, man, it's all good, bro.
My house is a goddamn mess. See, that's what I do. I hide the mess with the avatar.
Well, that's not a bad camera, actually. I mean, that's a clear camera.
Yeah. Where you're sitting, from where you're sitting, it's still a good picture. I don't know why you would need something more.
Well, because when I switch, right, this is laptop. So when I switch, I'm going to have the external camera.
Oh, okay. You're going from laptop to desktop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going back to my desktop where I can actually do stuff to it.
Right.
Because right now I've got this piece of junk laptop that's barely hanging on. So, I mean, the camera's okay on it, but
Dude, I live in a storage room. Okay, everything I own is in this room with it, either in boxes or totes. Okay, because when my ex kicked me out, I had nowhere to put it, so it's all in here with me. You see my closet. Over 3/4 of my closet is filled, and I got a bunch of empty hangers. I got to do laundry. What the fuck, dude? I got my oxygen machine right here. It's fuck, dude. It's like, who cares about your surroundings?
Yeah, I mean, like my kids are spoiled, and I have 4 of them, so a lot of them have better technology than Dad does. So I think it's time Dad starts going, no, you've got enough shite. Exactly. It's time for me to get some stuff.
Exactly. Dad needs to think about himself every once in a while.
I mean, my son has an Xbox One, and I'm still on PS3. So, yeah, it tells you where my priorities have been.
How old
Boy gets all the good stuff, and I'm good with my PS3, dude. It plays the games I play.
How old is your boy, if you don't mind me asking?
My oldest is 16. My youngest is 13, just turned 13 on April the 7th. My youngest daughter is 11. My oldest daughter's 18.
Okay. No, I'm just curious because I'm looking for people to play with on Xbox because everywhere you go, stop
it, you're being a joke again.
Stop it.
Being a joke.
I'm sorry. I just had to point out he asked you how old your kids were, and he said, I'm looking for people to play with. And I'm going to quit talking now, and I'm going to let you all have the conversation. I'm going to mute my microphone.
Sis.
Not cool, bro. Not cool.
That's okay. My son is kind of ticked because I think his TV went on the fritz the other day, and so I'm gonna have to replace that now. But there's one YouTuber that's within our little community that plays Rocket League online. Well, my son happened to catch a stream I was watching of him playing it, and he's like, "Oh, I'd face him. I'd whoop him." So now my son wants to face him, but right now his TV's down. So once he gets a new TV, then yeah, he's gonna sign in on his Xbox.
Luckily, TVs are a dime a dozen now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I probably got to get him a new TV, and then he's gonna be back because he's kind of grumpy right now. But yeah.
Now, as I was saying, I want to find some gamers to play with.
Well, it depends on what game you play. Cause he plays one-person shooters, which his dad can't stand. Well, he tried to get me into them, and I can't. I
play Call of Duty. I play Halo. I play Battlefront 2. That's basically the top 3. Every once in a while, I'll get the urge to fly. There's a game called Ace Combat.
Okay. He's kind of into like the Rainbow Six kind of genre.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. It's more of a team-based.
Yeah.
I think third.
Yeah, because he swears at it all day. Yeah. Yeah. His teammates are. It's a ranked game. It's a ranked game, you morons. Yeah.
Yeah. It's what I'm getting at is I'm trying to find other gamers to play with because everybody's hell bent on the PS4. I'm like, yeah, what do you play on? PS4. What do you play on? PS4. Fuck, I got an Xbox, man. As I always bug him, I tell him that he needs to come over to the PlayStation and quit playing with his ex's box, but he just shakes his head and walks into his room. Well, I see your priorities, Kitty Bear.
Yeah. So he plays, but yeah, and he's a big NFL nut. So he has the latest NFL game and all the DLCs for it and all that garbage.
Not a big sports ball fan. Growing up, everybody, people my age, Han's age, in their 40s, 50s, whatever. Growing up,
he can quote you scripture and verse for any NFL team.
Yeah,
that's his life as football.
Every house. If you had one TV in it, you were doing good. And I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Every week, every game day, if there was a game on, both my brothers was in front of the TV. So if I wanted to watch TV, I had to watch football. It was literally shoved down my throat. I can't stand it. And then growing up,
I've never been a sports fan.
Yeah.
Which at work is an issue because I work with all different people all the time, and they're like, "Oh, did you see so and so did such and such and such and such?" And I'm like, "What game is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's baseball." And I'm like, "Okay." They're like, "Oh, you don't watch sports? Or what sport do you like?" And I'm like, "None." They're like, "You don't watch sports?" And I'm like, "No." And they look at me like, "What the fuck are we going to talk about?"
Now,
Dude.
to backpedal a little bit on what I just said, when I became legal drinking age, I had been known to go up to the bar. It was like a 10-minute walk from my house. Literally, if you drove it, you could be there in 1 minute. I'd walk up to the bar, get me a drink, and I'm guilty of watching a basketball game. You know, I was a sucker for a good Bulls game. That was back when Jordan was playing.
Oh yes, back when the Bulls actually had a team. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was a sucker for a good basketball game. Sit there, have me a beer or a Jack and Coke or something, and watch the game. You know. Hang out with
For
some
me,
of
it's
the guys.
hockey. Hockey or CFL.
But I can't. I'm you know, I won't go buy season tickets. I won't make sure I'm sitting in front of the TV to watch a game. You know, if I ever watch one, I'd be out. You know, I'd go out to do it.
Yeah.
Can't stand it otherwise. Now, gaming, back in the day, there was a couple of games that today I wish I could find people to play, and that was NBA Jam.
Oh yeah, I remember when that was everything.
NFL Blitz.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember NBA Jam. They even had like an arcade version of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember NBA Jam. Yeah.
I love that game. I used to rock people's worlds playing that game. I probably suck at it now because I ain't played in about 20 years, but you know, I loved it. We always talk about games. We come back to the gaming aspect.
Yeah,
It's a good universal subject.
Yeah, I find it funny because hockey is kind of big where I am, and
No, you don't say.
and the Winnipeg Jets, because they're not playing anymore, right? They now play. They now have on their like on their Twitter page and on their YouTube page, and that they actually have like video game hockey games with the Jets facing all of the people from the NHL, and they launch the scores like it's an actual game.
Well, yeah, right now you got to do what you got to do, I guess.
I just find it funny.
Oh, man. Let's charge my keyboard. Yeah, I bought a wireless keyboard.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, when I built my new box, I actually went opposite. I have a wireless keyboard that I use for my Windows box, but for my Linux box, I actually have a USB mechanical keyboard with the clicky thing, which is not good on a stream because it's kind of loud. You start.
Yeah, when I went to Best Buy to get it, I told the guy what I was looking for. I said, "Man, I want a quiet, illuminated keyboard because I've heard your keyboard and Supreme Heretic, Drew. Every time he types, it sounds like he's typing it sounds like he's using an old-fashioned adding machine or old-fashioned cash register or typewriter or something like that. Clacker, 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 clacker. You can tell when he's typing. And this is what I ended up with.
Nice.
Yeah,
I have I have a wireless keyboard with the pad. Well, with the pad on it, and you know, and it's super quiet.
Right.
But I only use it with my Windows box. So
Yeah.
on my Linux box, you hear the typewriter.
Yeah. Han just proved it. He needs a pad.
Yeah. I have to have a pad.
Hey, Will, what's going on, man? Great to see you. Thanks for coming. Hope everything's well.
Hey, Will. We're not talking.
Ship?
We're actually not talking about ships today. That's kind of funny because behind the scenes, Rob and I, we're talking about next time we probably need to do something other than a boat because we've talked about boats for like the last 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
and what did you come up with? An airship.
Well, at least it's not a boat.
It's still a ship.
Fuel the hatred. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, yeah, we're trying to ship, Han and Andrew.
Which Andrew was here earlier, so he probably wouldn't think that's too funny because it's already been a joke that's went on for a while.
Are you kidding me? That is like one of the best jokes we've had in a long time. And it is just a joke. So come on, bro. Lighten up. Besides, we've all got. Don't get mad now. We've all had claims on Mary long before you came along.
Yeah, we're just kind of generally hanging out and just talking about whatever, which seems to be lots about games. But yeah, no ships. We haven't talked about any ships so far.
Yes. Scotch away, brother. Scotch away.
Oh yeah, you finished work for the week. Yeah, have you a Scotch, Fuel?
Yeah, man. Have a couple. Shit,
I've already had like 5 Bloody Marys, so.
Damn, you made that much?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And now the bottle is.
You down that much Bloody Mary in a couple of hours? Yeah.
I didn't down it. I sipped it profusely for the last 2 hours.
Okay, whatever you want to call it. Downing, sipping, it's all the same thing.
You make it sound like I took the bottle and just chugged it. I actually poured it in a glass.
Dude, why don't you just
with ice.
Get you a big ass straw and just sip it out of the bottle. Save the glass. Yeah.
Less dishes that way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I have a dishwasher, so it'll be all right.
Yeah. I used to say that. I had a dishwasher once. It was at the time my 17-year-old stepdaughter, when she lived with us. On for a bit a day, drinking.
I should butt chug it. Yeah, this would be a whole different stream if I butt chug.
Just nasty. Butt chugging. Don't even sound appetizing.
It may have been a viral thing. I don't know, but I remember reading an article several years ago that high school kids were soaking tampons in like vodka and sticking them up their ass because they got super drunk without getting sick.
First off, I'm not sticking nothing up my ass. Second off, I don't even want to experiment with that. It's like, hey, baby, you mind sticking this up your ass and see if you get drunk? No. That's
it's actually really dangerous because you can get alcohol poisoning faster that way.
Well, yeah, because it goes straight to your bloodstream, and you don't know how much you've drank. It's like your body doesn't know how much you've drank, so you can get alcohol poisoning.
There's a whole new meaning to the term "my drunk ass."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it definitely gives new meaning to that phrase.
I have not seen that article, Fuel.
9 cream eggs. What, the Cadbury eggs?
That's what I'm figuring. Unless
People are weird.
unless he has a different definition for cream eggs.
Ew. That's ew. How many guys did he have to sleep with to do that? They normally
Do you
call
really
it.
want the answer to that?
Seriously. Normally they call those cream pies, but hey, if you want to use eggs, hey, sure, why not? Yeah, those. Okay, Cadbury eggs. Yeah.
People are strange.
Well,
Yeah.
Before I even knew what that kind of thing was, I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 11 years old. And when I was in the hospital, they were trying to regulate me. I was in there for 10 days. And back then it was, you shared rooms. They brought a kid in next to me. I don't know how old he was. I knew he was older than I was, but they brought a kid in. He had a glass Coke bottle stuck up his ass. What? And I was 11 years old. I'm like, why would you have a Coke bottle up your butt? Now I know.
And you didn't want to know.
Yeah. Just like, all right, case in point. All right, the glass bottles, a lot of people might remember them, the 20-ounce Coke bottles. Along the side or along the bottom of them, they had it look like a little round disc. It was really small, but it was on the bottle itself. Come to find out, that's meant to puncture the bottle, just in case. But my thing is, just in case what?
And then you get the answer to that question. You go, oh damn! Why did I ask such a stupid question?
This stream has took a turn, but I was reading a thing online one time. It was like a Reddit thread or something like that of like nurses, like ER nurses and ER doctors, like crazy stories.
Right.
And one of them was a guy came in the ER and said he had abdominal pain or something like that. But come to find out, he had a Barbie doll up his ass, and the legs had like done the splits, so it couldn't come back out. So they do an X-ray and they're like, "Sir, you seem to have a Barbie doll in your ass." And his story, and this is what he said. His story was, "Oh, I'm a nudist. I was walking around the house naked, and I tripped and fell, and one of my daughter's Barbie dolls accidentally went up my ass."
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, okay, sure." But they had to do like surgery or something to get it out because the way the legs were, it wouldn't just come out, normally.
Fun.
Of all the things to hear, that is the last thing I expected to hear today.
That's okay. I got one for you. Working security. I was doing mobile security, and one of our drivers gets, because we had what basically Manitoba housing, which is low income housing, and in some of their buildings they had panic alarms in the bathroom. So you'd hit the panic alarm, and the guard would get sent out, and then if it was actually an emergency, then the ambulance or whatever. So we get a medical alarm. So one of the other drivers goes to respond to said medical alarm, and he comes back on the mic and he's just dying laughing. And so later on we meet up at Tim's, and he tells me about his medical alarm of the night. Basically, he got there, he got permission to enter the unit, he goes in the unit, and he hears this guy like screaming from the bathroom. So he goes running into the bathroom, rounds the corner, and finds the guy's the guy standing in the shower with his unit in the you know where the water, when you're taking a bath, where the water comes out.
Yeah, the spout.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was lodged in there.
What the actual hell?
Uh-huh.
And I'm not gonna say it tops it, but it's ranking up there. That shit Will Gentry just put in the chat.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, to infinity and beyond. That's not what that means, buddy.
Yeah, that's not the beyond that they were talking about.
And Crazy Eyed Jedi is talking about seeing moldy strawberries in a woman's vag.
Well, this went dark and quick.
Yeah.
Gives a new meaning
kind of-
gives a new meaning to the term being fruity. That's just mad. No. How did we get here?
It's all Han's fault.
We were talking about games. How the fuck did we get here?
This whole stream has been my fault.
We blame Han.
I was late and I screwed the whole stream up.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, it is not my fault, regardless of what Han says. It's all his fault.
Yeah, it was on me.
Radio stations on which people got. Yes, on this year's annual report. Yes, no.
Oh, Crazy Eyed Jedi's getting technical. When using fruit with sex, count what went in to what comes out. So there's nothing left behind.
That's why you're supposed to have strings attached. You know, that way they all
Listen
come
to
out.
the expert now, folks. I'm sorry, I said I had to.
Tell you what,
You kind of walked into that one, Sid.
I know that, but I am many things. An expert is not one of them. I can't even smoke weed right. Okay, I smoke it in a bowl. Fuck roll. I don't know how. So I'm not an expert at anything.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Don't put the word Jack in it either. My dad was that Jack of all trades and master of none. And the man could literally do almost anything. And if he couldn't, which was very rare, but if he couldn't, then he said, "Fuck it, I'll pay for somebody to do it."
My dad would have just gone with the theory that he could do it, and if he couldn't do it, he faked it real well.
Funny you say that. My dad said the same thing.
If he couldn't do it, he faked it real well.
And believe it or not, and this is coming from experience, he done a lot of plumbing work in my trailer, and his work for guessing was probably better than most companies.
Yeah.
So, it's like, just for instance, if you had a leak, most of the time, you got to kill the water to the house or the trailer to get it fixed. Well, he made it simple. He went through the house. It was a 2-bed, 1 bath. In the kitchen and the bathroom, on the sinks and the toilet, where the water comes into the house, he put quick shut-off valves. That way, if you had to replace the toilet, just kill the water to the toilet. Or if you had to replace either faucet, kill the water to the faucet. The only time you had to kill water to the house is if it was something within the shower. If it was quick and easy, made things so simple. That way, if you want to wash dishes while you're working in the bathroom, you can do both at the same time. Not by the same person, mind you, but you get the gist. Because it makes it sound like the the kitchen was in the bathroom, and that's not the case. Where do you do your dishes? Oh, we got the kitchen. We got the bathroom sink in there.
Do you remember that Seinfeld where Kramer had a garbage disposal installed in his shower? Because he said it saved time. He was like showering while he made like salad and stuff.
Yes.
And everybody's like eating the salad, and there's like, "Oh yeah, I made that in the shower while I was taking a shower today." And everybody's like, "Ugh."
Not hell no, but hell fuck no.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, he had a garbage disposal installed in his shower so he could save time and do other things while he showered.
But I've seen that one, and I remember that shit. No. My favorite one of all, though, is the soup Nazi.
Oh yeah.
No soup for you.
He got bread. I didn't get bread. No soup for you.
That was some funny shit. Now, like I said, I've never been a real big Seinfeld fan as far as the TV show goes. But Seinfeld does a show on Netflix called Getting Coffee with Comedians in Cars. And I think it's awesome. Jerry picks random people. Most of them are comedians. And picks them up at their homes in random vehicles. He did one with Jim Carrey, and he picked him up in a Lamborghini. He did one with Eddie Murphy. I think it was an old BMW or Mercedes or something like that. He's done several. You know, Dana Carvey, Dave Chappelle, a lot of other big name ones, and it's actually a good show. It really is. Some of them are like 15 or 20 minutes. The one with Eddie Murphy went almost 45 minutes, and it's great, man, because you learn a lot of interesting stuff, but you also get to see celebrities acting like real people, because they'll get out after having coffee. They may go walk up and down wherever they're at, go shopping or whatever, you know, just interacting with real people. And I think it's quite interesting.
Seinfeld's a huge car guy. He's actually a huge Porsche person. That's like his thing is Porsches. He has a huge collection of like rare and different, you know, Porsche cars. That's kind of like his thing is Porsches. A lot of people, you know, collect all different things. His thing is Porsche.
Yeah. Leno has his own damn car lot.
Oh yeah, Leno collects all kinds of crazy shit. He has like fucking steam cars that have like a bull or like a train that you have to like feed them.
I'm not a big car guy, mind you, but I would love to have a tour of his facility.
Well,
just
Leno,
to see what he's got.
Leno has a couple people on the payroll just to keep his cars up. I mean, that's how much money and how many cars he has. He has like that big ass garage. Oh yeah, and he has like a couple guys on the payroll that's all they do is maintain his car collection.
Yep, that's one mechanic I would love to be.
Yeah.
Because you know them guys are making bank.
Oh yeah. John Cena has a car collection too.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he had something bigger than his ego.
Well, if you see the cars he's got, you're not too far off.
And I can't stand the man because of his. I'm not going to say his morals, because everybody's, you know, got their right to their own beliefs and way they, not beliefs, but, you know, the way they live their own lives. But there's just some things he's just so either outdated or completely confused on. And I can't stand his arrogant attitude. I used to think the same way about The Rock, but, you know, through the years, he's kind of grown on.
Cena, Cena's okay. I mean, he's kind of over positive to some degree, especially if you listen, if you see his tweets and stuff. He's always like go to the gym positive, like The Rock is.
Right.
The one thing I will respect about him is the fact that he's got the most wishes granted to like kids with like Make-A-Wish. He's done the most. He holds the record.
Well, I'm not saying he hasn't done good things. I'm not saying that. It's just me and my ex-wife used to watch that show about the twins. The Bella
Total Bellas. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that was brutal.
And the way he was, the way they were going back and forth, and the fact that he didn't want to get married, blah, blah, this, that, and that. I'm like, dude, that is just fucking stupid, man. If a beautiful woman wanted to marry me, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it.
Yeah. Yeah, no. He caught a bunch of flack for that one. Bunch of flack.
I was like, you dumbass. I feel like Red Foreman every time I fucking watch that show. You dumbass. Come here, let me stick my foot up your ass.
And now we're going back to weird ER stories.
No, seriously, man. It's just, come on, huh? Would you turn away a beautiful woman? Really?
No, I didn't. That's why I've been married for 23 years.
I'm just saying. It's ridiculous.
I just find it weird that both twins got knocked up at the same time.
I was getting ready to say that because I was watching Gordon Ramsay on YouTube the other day, and he does this thing where he has like celebrities on there and they cook eggs or some weird shit.
Right.
And he had the Bella twins on there, and they're both pregnant at the same time.
Speaking of the Bella twins, another show on YouTube. The channel is First We Feast. It's called Hot Ones.
Oh yeah.
The Bella twins, the new one, it just came out. The Bella twins are on it. I'm gonna watch that one probably this evening while I eat dinner. And it ain't long. It's usually like 20, 30 minutes long, something like that. So.
Yeah, Hot Ones is funny. He's had some funny people on there.
Oh yeah, Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, they eat those hot ass wings, and everybody's cool till they get about halfway through. They're like, "Oh, we're just eating chicken wings." Then they get about halfway through, and the sauces start to get hot as fuck.
Yeah, you start from the mildest and work your way through the hottest. There's 10 of them.
Yeah.
And at the same time, while your mouth is burning up, he tries to interview you. So it's like a trick. It's like, can you answer these questions while you're on fire? So it's funny as hell.
It is. He's
had a lot of great people on there. He's had Cheech and Chong on there. He's had what's that big guy's name? Shaq has been on there. Idris Elba's been on there. Halle Berry, Black Widow, whatever her name is. My brain's just failing me right now. She was like, fuck, man, now I want chicken wings.
Oh, I think I'm about ready to call it, guys. It's been almost 2.5 hours.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
I've drank way too many Bloody Marys to not have ate anything yet because I literally got up, grabbed the Bloody Marys, and started the stream because I was already 30 minutes late. So,
yep.
Before we leave, Sith, do you have anything to plug?
Really? We're back to that again?
Yeah.
I always talk about plugging shit. Everybody in the chat, you guys know me. I'm JJ. You know me as Sithlord3827. You can find me here on Twitter at Sithlord3827. You normally find me over on Mary Mayhem's channel. I'm a mod. Every once in a while, she lets me come on a stream or two, so you may see me there. I'm going to be on there tomorrow night She's having her monthly Patreon stream. And also tonight, me and my brother Han here, we're going to be, and a couple others going to be on Chris Knight's the Real Review 3000 his weekly stream called the Weekly Rumble. You can find us there tonight at 8 Central, 7 Pacific. 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And every once in a while, he'll, Han will let me on here for his Bloody Mary brunch. So you may see me here. So check it out. I'm glad everybody came.
And YouTube now apparently won't let me type comments in the StreamYard chat. They keep saying that YouTube thinks my comments are spam. So
it's your stream. That's great.
I can't talk to the chat because it keeps refusing it, saying that YouTube thinks my comments are spam. Try changing it and trying again.
Well, you could have pulled up the stream and like I do.
That's why I always have the double window open.
I'll pop out the chat.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
Yeah, I'm too lazy. Well, I do that on other people's streams. I'm too lazy to do it on my stream. But Canuck, Rob, do you have anything to promote?
Well, I do weekly. I do Monday Night Mayhems on my channel and on Sci-Fi Nation's channel. Just basically we get together and shoot the shit. And then Wednesdays I do my Star Trek Enterprise review because I'm finally going to watch that show. And I do that with Captain Trek, another friend of mine from YouTube. And then I do random morning and evening rambles throughout the week, and I put up a video or two. And then I bounce around to different channels, and I'm usually here with Han on Thursdays.
And we talk about boats.
Yeah. Boats, wars, other stuff that'll get us struck, stuff like that.
Yeah. We talk about Dolphy and boats. And, all the good stuff that YouTube loves.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Which is probably why I can't comment on my own stream. I'm sure everybody here knows I'm Han Star. Like JJ Sith was saying, you can catch us tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on the weekly Rumble on Chris Knight's channel, the Real Review 3000. That's going to be a good time. DJ Odyssey is going to be there. A couple other people. You can also catch me Sunday for Name That Tune, and JJ's going to be there. It's going to be JJ's first time on Name That Tune.
About that, yeah.
And he has a big panel of people to go against. I do not envy you, JJ, because if there was ever a dream team put together of Name That Tune that you had to go against, that would be like the dream team of Name That Tune.
I'm up for the challenge. You guys think that I'm just going to not do well at all. I may surprise you because, I keep saying, I paid Chris a lot of money to make sure I get at least a couple points, but what he plays is totally random, and honestly, you don't know. I'm not saying I'll win it, but I'm definitely not going to goose egg it.
As long as you don't goose egg, there's only been one person that's ever goose egged, and the second time she was on, she didn't goose egg, and the first time she was on, I felt really bad for her because she's the only person that's ever goose egged on the show before. So
I will.
As long as you don't goose egg, JJ, you're doing good.
No, I have faith. I have strong belief. I have faith. I have strong belief. No, I can tell you right now, I am not going to win it. Period. End of story. I'm not going to win it. But I'm not goose egging either. But yeah, it's going to be a rough competition because, for one, I got Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark. I've got Anthony, Dark Gift Comics, and I got Mandy Summers at Wart the Wizard. Okay, they're all three great at this game, and they're all three won this game. And I'm gonna have my ass handed to me, but I'm not going away with my tail tucked between my legs.
But I appreciate everybody joining us. JJ, Rob, I appreciate both of you hanging out with me. This was kind of just a general silly stream, talking about whatever with all the COVID stuff going on, just hanging out, having a good time. social distancing ourselves, so to speak. Next week we may talk about boats again. We'll see. But it was just kind of a fun stream. I'm sorry to the chat. I showed up like 30 minutes late. It's not JJ's fault because JJ tried to get me here on time and it didn't work. But I appreciate everybody that joined us today, everybody in the chat. Like I said, Rob, JJ, I appreciate you guys as always hanging out with me.
Well, I thank you for having me on as always, brother.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to have both of you. And you can join me, like I said, this Sunday for Name That Tune at 9 p.m. Eastern time on my channel. You'll see if JJ goose eggs or not. And, until next Thursday, we'll see everybody later. Everybody in the chat, take care. I appreciate everybody being here. And we'll say our goodbyes. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good night, good morning, good afternoon.
Have a good one, folks.
If this is your first time joining us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HanstarYT. Good night, everybody.